Hello, my name is Sylvie Patrick, and thank you for joining me for this session that is going to talk about recovery and recovery for the tennis game. Now, fatigue is a natural response to training and stress, and as such, it is an essential part of the adaptive process. And tennis is a great sport. However, overuse, poor recovery, can cause to common injury that are very well known in the sports. So today, my approach it's going to be we're going to identify the area, talk about the type of injury that you can suffer from, and then have a protocol for recovery. One is going to be some tissue work, finally some stretches, and then when you're not playing the game, having some strengthening exercise to prevent those injuries will be a great idea. We're going to be using the power plate, and you're going to see that I have a few tools around me. You're going to need the strap that are coming with all the power plate. You're going to need a roller. Here I'm going to be using my dual sphere from PowerPlate, but if you don't have those tools, you can have things around the home like a rolling pin or a hard circle. A tennis ball is also a great accessory, and then we'll talk a little bit about taping and so on. Let's start with the ankle. Now, ankle sprain is one of the most common injury in the sports of tennis because of the lateral acceleration, stop, and change of direction. So the first thing we want to do after you have played is to relax the muscle that are responsible for the eversion and inversion of your foot, which is this movement inward and outward. So let's start with reaching for the roller, and then here I'm going to be using my power plate move, but I'm going to show you also from the floor. This is a little tool, super great to have into your bag. So the first movement is going to be to place the roll right here, and then I'm going to turn on my power plate, and look, I'm going to just relax, open your shoulder, and just roll your calf in the central part here. So when you find a little sore spot, just hold for a few seconds. Inhale, exhale, relax the foot, disengage that foot, and then continue to roll here the calf. Now, we want to go on also on the outer part. So you're going to be rolling the outer part of that lower legs and then the medial part. So now you're going to orient your foot right here. And you can do that as well from a chair if you have a chair in front of you as well. Good. So I'm going to do the second leg. Here we go. So you can see here that I have placed the dual sphere right above the ankle. Have a good position here. Inhale, exhale. And I go for about 10 to 20 seconds. And then I'm going to turn my legs internally rotating here. And then externally rotating now to the outside of that lower legs. So the first protocol was to do a little bit of tissue work to be able to recover the appropriate lengthening position of each muscle, right? Good. To go in a little bit deeper, you can use one of the ball from the dual sphere or a tennis ball. And this is more to address the center here. And we're going to turn on again the vibration. And as you are here, breathe and just do a little motion. So this is a little bit more acute because the ball is narrower and deepening a little bit, more into your tissue. Good. And again, the other side. So I'm kind of like between the two head of my muscle here, which is the gastroc, and then little circle to the right, little circle to the left. All right. I'm going up to do my stretch, and I'm going to grab the strap. So in this exercise, remember I told you we're doing first some fascia work, and then we're going from stretch. So you're going to be placing the strap right there behind the ball of the foot, and we're just going to pull to do a nice stretch. And inhale, exhale. Make sure that you're hinging at the hip and hold. Now you hold because the vibration here is doing a lot of stimuli, blood flow, and intensifying that stretch. Good. And I'm switching to the other side. So again, go for about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds each. Holding here. Breathe. Relax. Nice. So again, doing those stretch. You can also use the side of the power plate and now be more active by using your hip forward and then moving it to side. So again, I'm holding my foot against the edge of the platform because everything vibrates. And then I'm using my hip to intensify and make it a little bit more active. And then maybe holding here and just going side to side. Nice. So we're done with the ankle, and what's next up there is the knee. Now, for the knee pain, there's maybe several issues that you might encounter. It could be a patella tendonitis, right? So if you have not been cleared by your physician and not been diagnosed with a certain injury, it's just great to ice at the end of your work. So look, I have frozen a cup of water and I keep it all the way to the top. And then I use that cup to just massage the front of my patella. So having frozen, like a frozen cup, is a great way at the end of your tennis game to kind of cool down any inflammation you may have caused. Another thing is to stretch the quads. Now think about it. All those muscles are coming right here, attaching to those tendons, supporting your body weight, right? So we're going to be doing a quad stretch right here. You're going to have, you can kneel, and I'm going to be kneeling here, and I'm going to show you on that legs. So you see I'm kneeling on my power plate. And by the way, you can also have a little towel if you don't want to put your knee directly in there. And then look, I'm using this handle right here, and you're just going to place it in your foot. So you see, I place the handle right there on my foot. And then right here, I'm going to grab that handle, lean forward, and then add to the stretch by holding here with the strap. So it's to kind of emphasize the stretch, and I'm going to switch side. So again, I can be doing it kneeling as well, or standing. I'm going to be placing the strap right here, my foot in the strap, and then kneeling on the power plate, bring that strap to kind of engage a little bit the stretch of the quads. You can do it laying down as well. So now my quads are on the power plate. I'm relaxing here, massaging the quads, and then again, maintaining that stretch. Breathe, massage. The strap is just here to give you an additional stretch. Good. So doing that stretch here on the power plate bring a lot of blood flow to the area. If I am on the floor and I want to foam roll my quads, you have to know that it will be uncomfortable. But you're going to build up resistance to it. So you turn on your dual sphere. And again, I'm going to be placing the dual sphere on the power plate and massage into the medial part of my quads. And then you're going to internally rotate a little bit that leg to go into that side. And then you switch legs. So foam rolling to the quads or just a quad stretch. Great. And icing. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you for the knee is the tape. If you have the already issue and you don't want to stop the game, it is a great option to tape your knee to give it that additional support. You can find great information on how to tape your knee before you do the game on Rock Tape. I really like their site. So you'll place a little piece of tape here and then 2 long tape around. So you'll get information on this for during the game. Next, from the knee, we're going to go to the shoulder. And rotator cuff is a series of 4 muscles that are really coming together to bring stability and mobility to the shoulder. Now, overuse with the game create micro tear that you do not recover from. So first exercise I'm going to be doing is doing the pendulum motion. So we're going to be on the power plate, and I'm using here the chair because I am on my move. You can use the handle if you are on a model. And then we're going to bend at the hip, hinge at the hip, holding here. And then you're going to I use a little weight like my dual sphere, and you're going to let your body, you're going to create a motion here. Your arm does not direct the move. It is your body that is creating the pendulum effect. And then we're going to switch side. So you're letting the shoulder disengage from, disengage completely. So you're not holding, you're not controlling that pendulum movement, you're just letting hang with that little weight. And it could be a can of soup or, a little slight weight to get that pendulum effect. Good. And then what I like to do as well for this one is using my strap and work on strengthening, again, the rotator cuff muscle. And for that, I'm going to bring the strap, tighten it up, and then you can kneel or be standing. And we're going to be doing a tension here where my elbow is close by. And I show you that move for movement preparation, but you can do it as well for recovery when you're trying to strengthen those muscles. Hold it here, breathe, and then going here to the other one, still pulling on that side. And now go to the opposite side. So now turning here, and then on the outside on that arm. Good. We're going to move on to elbow. Now, tennis elbow is probably the most common of the injury. And it comes from the fact that you are rotating and having impact on the ball. So we're going to do, for the tennis elbow, we're going to start with our rolling. And that's where I'm using, again, my dual sphere. And I'm going to be placing my forearm here and rolling the forearm. So just along, my palm is up. Good. And once I have done a few of those movements, look, I'm going to find the area where all those muscles from the forearm are going on the outside of your elbow because the pain will probably be there on the outside. And you're just going to massage and move the tissue. So you can move the tissue here with your thumb. So what I have done is using maybe the ball as well. You can move the tissue, or using your pulse as well going against. So I want you to move really the tissue here. Motion on the skin, okay? And I'm going to do that for both. Rolling the forearm, palm up, placing my opposite hand here, keeping that palm up, and then again, identifying the outside here and rolling, mobilizing the tissue here, massaging it by moving the skin. Next, we're going to be doing a stretch of those muscles. So you're going to create like a fist with your hand, and I'm going to place the top of that hand on the power plate. And you can see here that I have aligned my shoulder with my wrist and holding it here. Switch. You're going to be placing that fist right here, top of the fist right here on the plate, and then lined up that shoulder with the wrist. Nice. Last stretch. We now have our palm flat on the power plate facing this way, and we're just going to move the shoulder towards the tip of the finger and back to the wrist. Breathe the whole time. All right, so let's recap. The great thing about recovery is that you want to be able to take some time off the sports. And sometimes we address recovery only when we get injury. So don't wait to get those injury. Do the protocol of massaging, doing tissue work, then active stretch using the vibration. And then finally, during those days that you're not playing, start strengthening those weak points to prevent the injury as well. I see you next week for more video, and tomorrow for our running recovery.